Ananga Manjari, who is Sri Radha's younger sister, to be there to assist Sri Radharani and Krishna in their most confidential pastimes. And in this material world, he expands himself to be the empowering principle within the spiritual master, the Guru, who's teaching us how to engage in Krishna's service, how to love Krishna and be happy. That is Balaram. In Ram Lila, Balaram appeared as Lakshman, younger brother of Lord Sri Ram. He's all powerful as a servant. When Ram was exiled to the forest, Lakshman, who was the constant associate of Sri Ramchandra, he insisted, I will go with you. Ram tried to convince Sita not to come. But Sita was so insistent. I cannot be separated from you. I must come with you. And Ram surrendered to the will of Sita. When Lakshman said, I will come, Ram didn't even bother trying to convince him otherwise. He said, yes, Lakshman, come. From their birth, Lakshman was always the servant of Ram. And although Lakshman is the source of Mahavishnu and all other avatars, he would walk in front of Sita and Ram, sometimes behind them, protecting them. When they'd come to a little place, whether it be Chitrakoot or Panchavati, Nasik, Lakshman would build a little house for them. Natural, simple. With his own hands he would build. When Ram and Sita were resting at night, Lakshman didn't sleep. He remained awake, guarding. When they were at the kingdom of Guha, Lakshman, along with Guha, made a nice little bed for Ram. And when Sita and Ram were resting, Lakshman stood up all night guarding. During the great fight of Sri Lanka, Lakshman was struck by a mystical powered javelin in his chest. He fell down and there was no symptom of consciousness in his body. Lord Sri Ramchandra, seeing his brother in this state, he stopped fighting himself. He fell on his knees, weeping in concern for his brother Lakshman. And that was the great opportunity for Hanuman. The doctor of the Vanaras, he said, there is an herb in the Gandhamadana mountain, long way from here. Bring that herb, Hanumanji. Hanuman saw Lakshman was in danger. And Ram's love for Lakshman. Rama's crying. It's a lila of love. And it was that scenario that Hanumanji jumped to the Himalayas. He couldn't find the herb, so he picked up the mountain. Nothing could stop him. And we have all seen that famous of all paintings of Hanuman, The most popular is carrying the mountain. And what is the Leela of carrying the mountain? He's carrying that mountain because Lakshman, Balaram, appears to be in a helpless state, and Ram. What greater way of pleasing Ram than at this time of his need to assist him? Hanuman was actually doing it for Lakshman. That's Ram's heart and soul. And when this fragrance of the herb entered into Lakshman, he immediately came back to consciousness. That was pinnacle of Ram's happiness with Hanuman. Ram's love for Sita. When Sita was in the Ashokvan of Ravana in Sri Lanka, it was Hanuman that jumped over to console her and then come back to Ram to give the message. Hanuman is the emblem of bhakti. He's the personification of devotion. And we find these two particular pastimes are prominent. And both of them are times when Ram was feeling deep pain of separation due to the plight of his beloved. One is Sita, the other is Lakshman, and Hanuman was right there to give pleasure to the Lord's devotees. In Gokul, Krishna and Balaram were two little infant babies. After some time, they learned to crawl. Krishna tells in Gita, I'm the ability in men. But to give pleasure to the residents of Vrindavan and through the Srimad Bhagavatam to give pleasure to all of us. They are crawling. So beautiful. Shukadev Goswami says the way they would crawl, they looked like two little snakes crawling around. And they especially went to those places where the cows and the bulls and the oxen would leave their urine and dung. They were especially fond of cow dung and cow urine. And they'd crawl right through it. Their parents and the other elder gopis, they would see Krishna Balaram just dragging their little baby bodies through the cow dung and cow urine, and they would smile. Sometimes Krishna Balaram would be looking for their mothers crawling. They'd hear the tinkling of ankle bells. They'd crawl, 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 thinking, this is my mother. But it wasn't their mother, it was another gopi. They'd see little Krishna and Balaram with the tinkling of their ankle bells, and they'd say, oh, Krishna Balaram, and Krishna Balaram would notice, this is not Rohini, this is not Yashoda, and they'd get all very afraid and crawl away looking for their mother. Rohini would lift up Balaram, Yashoda Mai would lift up Krishna and put them in their laps. They were covered with cow dung and cow urine. As they were about to put their milk in Krishna and Balaram's mouth, sometimes they would notice in their mouth little teeth started growing. And Rohini and Yashoda would count the teeth and compare. Guess that's what mothers do. Out of love. Sometimes when they're crawling around, Krishna and Balaram would see a little calf, grab the tail. The little calf, feeling their tail pulled, would become afraid and jump up and start running. They were dragging Krishna again through dung and urine, through the dust of Vrindavan. And because the calf was so scared, running here and there, and Krishna Balaram, they were scared to let go. Seeing this, Rohini Devi, Yashoda would smile. Their children appeared so helpless, just holding on. Rohini would pick up Balaram, Yashoda Mai would pick up Krishna and embrace them and make them feel protected and happy in their mother's love. After some time, Krishna and Balaram, Shukadev Goswami says, without difficulty, they would learn how to walk. Little by little. And as soon as the Srimad Bhagavatam talks about walking, immediately comes the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram stealing the butter from the gopis' homes. And then we find this wonderful story where Krishna eats dirt at Brahmandagat. And Yashoda Maya is asking Krishna, why have you eaten dirt? This is not good. How could you eat dirt? I'm giving you so many sweets. I'm giving you my milk while you were eating dirt. How will you remain healthy if you're eating dirt? Krishna says, I didn't eat dirt. And Yashoda Maya said, but you did eat dirt because Balaram is telling me that you ate dirt. And Balaram's your best friend. He steals butter with you. He does everything with you. He would never lie against you. Balaram is saying that you ate dirt. And the reality is Balaram was claiming Krishna ate dirt. Why? Because Krishna actually did eat dirt. So here we find we've just been narrating little drops from the ocean of the stories of Balaram's complete surrender and submissive to assisting Krishna and serving Krishna as Lakshman, as Sheshanaga, holding up all the universes, as Ananta, the ultimate servant of the Supreme Lord. But here, he's telling Yashoda and getting Krishna in trouble. This is Braj Bhumi. Balaram's eternal existence is simply facilitating loving pastimes between Krishna and his devotees. So Krishna had to open his mouth. After all, Balaram said he ate dirt. And that is the time when he showed the entire universe within the little mouth. Balaram appears as Nityananda Prabhu in the age of Kali. There's a beautiful story of how after Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met for the first time at the house of Nanda Acharya, Sachimata told Nimai that she had a dream. In this dream, she saw Nityananda Prabhu and Lord Chaitanya go on the altar of Krishna and Balaram and started taking all the sweets that were being offered to Krishna and Balaram. Krishna and Balaram were very angry. Balaram told Nityananda Prabhu, you cannot do this. I'm the brother of Krishna. I'm Balaram. You cannot, who are you to steal his sweets? I will punish you. And Nityananda told Balaram, they were in the form of little boys. He said, I am not afraid of your Krishna. I am the servant of Vishwambar, Lord Chaitanya. Your days of stealing butter are over. Lord Chaitanya, he was so happy to hear this. They were fighting, and then finally at the end, Nityananda was calling, Sachi, Sachi, give me food, give me food. So Lord Chaitanya said, we should invite Nityananda Prabhu for prasad today. And Lord Chaitanya went to Nityananda Prabhu. Sachi Mata prepared wonderful lunch prasad. He said, Nitai, you're being invited today by Sachi Devi to my house, but you should behave properly. And Nityananda Prabhu said to Sachinandan, Sri Chaitanya, that I always behave properly. You are the one who don't behave properly. That's why you are saying I don't behave properly. They came with some of their associates and they sat down, and Sachi Mata came to give them prasad. And when she came back for seconds, she saw Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya were sitting there as two little tiny boys, one with a white complexion and one with a dark complexion. Krishna Balaram, as little children without clothes on. And she fell unconscious. That is Yashoda Maya's Leela, serving Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda as Sachi Devi. On Balaram's 5th birthday, some wonderful things took place. But the Abhishek starts in 15 minutes. Huh? 11:30.